We're going to have 4 performers. So first is Janet Metzger. She lives in Decatur, where she is an audiobook narrator, recording literary fiction, history, and political science. She recently retired from over 25 years as Antioch professor at Emory University School of Law, teaching courtroom persuasion. She finds peace tending her garden and spinning wool. Jeff Crompton is a saxophonist, clarinetist, and composer from Atlanta, living in Candler Park. Since retiring from 30 years teaching music in Atlanta area public schools, Jeff has focused on composition and performing his off-center jazz-based music around the Southeast. And many of us know Jeff from playing with Jana and Scott. Craig Rafuse is a singer-guitarist and a Candler Park neighbor. He has been performing songs with social significance since 1963, while also playing in dance bands. He's very busy because Craig currently appears with C.J. Jones and the Spirit Bones, Expand Band, Owls, and the Hoots. And more, right. Edith Kelman is a Kelman Park neighbor, fiber and light installation artist, and 17-year project manager for the early Edgewood Kelman Park BiRacial History Project, anchored here at the Old Stone Church / First D, and the language medium for 13 decades deep. And I invite you to go around, look at the exhibits about Rose Hill, and so I would like to ask the performers to come forward now.
Thanks, Libby, and thank you all for joining us here today. It is 1 year since our Rose Hill Community Commemoration event happened in this sanctuary, across the street on the golf course, and the ball fields of Candler Park, all sites of displaced Black family lives. You can learn more about it in the exhibits after our presentation, if you have time to hang. Our local history education and understanding have deepened through the BiRacial History Project's ongoing work. A 17-year collaboration with many of you, and the Black Church organized in 1872 here in Candler Park, the Antioch East Baptist Church, and its descendant families today. My work comes to terms with the complicated history here, built up an emotional force field in my body around the research, the people, the contoured land I walk almost every day, the physicality of the history, and the multi-generational integrity of the African-American Rose Hill community that thrived on the Candler Park hillside across the street from 1892 to 1942. Preparing for our Rose Hill commemoration last year intensified everything historical for me. Years of objective research and discovery seemed to be incomplete when walking on the land, I sensed the echoes beneath my feet. Walking the land, the dirt talked back, and I felt compelled to let those words move through me. A poem arose that released these mounting energies I could not contain within myself. It seemed the land and I were in subjective relation with each other, beyond objects, holding each other up, partners in this revealing and hopefully healing work. And so we come together today to keep remembering. The work and the words reverberate and morph through other hearts and minds, resonating with the architecture of this remarkable African-American hand-built 100-year-old stone church. The acoustic sanctuary itself is a player in this ensemble of creative friends. Janet, Jeff, and Craig. These brave people, they dared to take on the challenge to augment the Rose Hill poem, to probe it and our uncharted process together, bringing their distinct skills and unique perspectives. They are each intentional explorers of sound and meaning who have brought their own experience, ingenuity, flexibility, and patience into this subjective force field of deep history. I am awed by your response. Jen?
When I first encountered Candler Park, it was in the late 70s, and I was on a date with the woman who became my wife and is still today. And we were, I don't know, playing on the street, and I lost my keys down the embankment. Slid down the embankment trying. Fortunately, I found them. They were on a key ring that was about the size of the mouth of a mason jar. It was enormous. But it was a time of innocence. And Candler Park was a fun place to go. And that's all I knew about it. I even lived in these apartments right behind the old stone church. I lived there for a while, a couple of years. And we go through life, and if we are intentional about it and pay attention, we can notice the things that surface, the biases that pop up from time to time in a situation. You go, oh my gosh, I can't believe I just thought that. I can't believe I almost said that. I can't believe I said that, or I did that. And so being white in this world the challenge is maintaining that awareness and having the courage to go, okay, that was this moment, but now I'll be different next time, right? Every step, it's an everyday thing. I wake up and how will today present itself to me, and what can I do with my life in this world? And so as an artist, when Edie came to me to see if I would narrate this poem, I had already, last year I had experienced walking the ball field when she had mapped out where all the houses were. And it was such a profound experience to be faced with the desecration of a people. And so my challenge in working on this piece has been to mine her words, understand her feelings as she wrote them, allow myself to enter that, and at the same time get out of the way. And allow the emotions of her poem to come through.
Well, it's a strange time to be in America right now. I guess it always is. But when I was thinking about Edie's poem, I was thinking how there's a sizable number of Americans right now who look like me, who want to be protected by law from the uncomfortable feelings that facing our history might lead to. Ignoring the fact that it's only through uncomfortable feelings that you get into personal growth. So anyway, I'm grateful to people like Edie and the BiRacial History Project, because it is important to know the history of the land on which you stand. And when I moved to Candler Park 24 years ago, I didn't know anything about it. And it was mostly through the work of Edie and the BiRacial History Project that opened that door to me to explore this uncomfortable history, which is indeed uncomfortable.
Need to turn it on. There we go. Back in 2006, Edie called me up on a Sunday night. She said, I want to come over and you'll play the bass guitar. I had one. And I'll sing, and we'll do this along to a Blind Boys of Alabama record. So we did this. Then, shortly after that, she says, oh, okay, I want you to go play the bass guitar in the Antioch East Baptist Band for the homecoming that we had in 2006. And so I went to the rehearsals. We backed up 7 choirs singing on the stage. And it was just still one of my favorite memories of life. That's 17 years ago. So then, a little while ago, this year, she hands me this poem, and she says, okay, why don't you play bass guitar again? I don't normally play bass guitar. I barely know what I'm doing. Put some music to this with Janet and Jeff here. So it's my habit to get coffee from Kelman Park Market in the morning and sit in my truck in the park, drink it, and collect my thoughts. And in my rearview mirror, I see the playing fields where the Rose Hill community was up on when it was a plateau. So I see that. There's a nice ravine in front of me that I just love, the contours of it. And she said, this poem came to me out of the land, and let's hope the music will come out of the land. And I'm sitting there like, God, how does that happen? But then I found these 4 lines in the middle, seemed like they wanted to be sung, and then a melody just came to me and brought it in here. We said, okay, that's great, So Jeff extrapolated some intro off of this thing, and then. But then I was really lost. We would have these rehearsals and I didn't know what to play, She kept on saying, Edie did, let it come through the land, So here I am drinking coffee, and stuff. And it did kind of come to me while I'm sitting there, but I also was thinking about some musical theory stuff notions I had. And there's a combination of the two, and then I started assigning notes to kind of moods that I felt in the poem. And then I brought that in, and it seemed to fly, and so that brings me to what I'm doing here today. It's a wonderful, wonderful thing to see in a second.
The earth here hums of history. Memory holds ripe witness to those souls who lived upon this place. Vibrations run deep beneath the excised hillside. Flattened out to one-dimensional ball fields. Playscapes for forgetting those determined acts of cruelty. To dismiss, to disappear the pioneers, the people. To erase again all trace of vibrant black life. And turn the page to the masters of the moment's new game. Yet still today, the dirt talks back. 13 decades deep. Time's phantom limb pulses as the roots of Rose Hill speak.
Yet still today, the dirt talks back, 13 decades deep. Time's phantom limb pulses as the roots of Rose Hill speak.
Who will listen to basso profundo echoes beneath our feet? How to repay? To do repair? To such resilient community. gamefully displaced, to the forebears, the elders, the brilliant lineage among us still.
Aren't they fantastic?
One last song to sing along.